Hello there and welcome to the gaming vlog. Today I'm going to start my first of 10 vlogs covering the top 10 RPG games that I've played. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you a little bit about each game, see if you can guess what the game is before I reveal what it's called. And then you will see some gameplay footage from myself live, so you'll be able to see how the character development is. You'll be able to see what kind of evil bad guys you fight, etc, etc, and also the settings. So without further ado, I've got to tell you about the first game. Now the first game was published by Gas Powered Games and it was released in April 2002 by Microsoft. It has since gone on to spawn a DLC content pack for not a DLC, an expansion pack called The Legends of Arana, and it's also there's two other games been made now, number 2 and number 3 of the same game. I'm not going to tell you the title yet. Now I like this particular game because it was one of the first RPGs I played and I got really into it because of its character development and also the fantasy setting. You are in the land of An. Yeah, this particular game has sold 1.17 million copies and it was nominated for the 2003 Computer Role-Playing Game of the Year award. If you're still unsure what the game is, I'll tell you. It's Dungeon Siege. It's the very first Dungeon Siege and it's a very good game. It's from 2002 and like I said, I will be showing you in a minute some of the gameplay and the features. I will show you the character development and also basically the loading screen, etc, etc, and then you can get a bit of a feel for the game. And I will say one thing, it was one of the first ones I played where everything was in 3D, because I was used to playing games literally where they were quite linear and straightforward, going across the screen or going up the screen, and that was about it. But suddenly I was controlling a 3D character and I could like turn around full 360 and walk backwards and fight things behind me and in front of me, and I absolutely love this game. And like I said, this is my number 10 in my top 10 RPGs and it's Dungeon Siege. So here we go, it's a Microsoft game and it's like I said, it's a really good game, but it's basic, so be prepared. I'll leave the intro on just for a second, and then as you can see, it was like I say, Gas Powered Games started it. I used to love how their intros were, they were brilliant, thought they were really clever. Oh dear, crunch, Gas Powered Games, and then you'd end up in little bits. As you can see, the big main screen, Dungeon Siege, and then you would open up with your usual, you know, different things, main menu, single player options, etc. I just click on single player, do a new game, do a random character. I'll just call him Ascar and then go on next. Normal. So here we are at the start. You start with a nice burnt down cottage there. You've got a thing there that says fire shot. You can see it on the ground, and if you click it, you will actually go across and pick that up. Now these come up every so often. This is part of the Adventurer's Handbook. It literally just gives you a load of information on different things to do with movement and stuff like that. You'll get 14 of these. You can always turn them off there. I tend to leave them on. Just press resume and you're back. Now as you can see, there's your man, and at the moment he's only got one thing in his hand and that's a dagger, so I'll just come over here and just slice this guy up for a minute. Now he's dead, and there's a power that's been left behind, Zap and Cordial. This gives me ideal time to show you. The good thing about these early games was they did have cheats built into them. Now I tend to play with the God mode so that I can explore every part of the land, and if you press enter, it brings up a bar at the bottom. If you press to bring up the plus key, as you can see, and type in the word Zool, you will see it comes up Ascar is invincible in the top corner, and that now means you can play the game and enjoy it to your heart's content without dying. Now I prefer doing this, some people don't, some people call it cheating. I don't care. If I paid for a game, I can do what I want with it. Now like I say, you encounter various evils throughout the game, and like most of these sort of games, you know, you'll have orcs and goblins and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. There's a button at the bottom, as you can see there, you've got a manual. If you click that, it shows you missions, and the mission at the moment is to seek Gaion in Stonebridge. And close that, you don't need to worry about that. If you look down again at the bottom corner, there's a door that opens the game menu, which is the obvious stuff. You just resume your game. The map shows you the map that you can do. Now, I did say before, this game is very linear, so literally you can open up the whole map and just have fun with it if you close it again. And there's a little thing at the side there, a little tag. Now if you press it, it will show all the items that are on the ground. I'll give you an example in a minute. Just let me go and find a bad guy to attack. If I can find a bad guy to attack. Let's go find a bad guy to attack. Let's come over here. They won't be over here because this is where the game starts. I've just gone into a little bit that's already there, unfortunately. I've just gone into a little bit. There's an orc, look. There's an orc. Now remember, I told you I've got God mode on it. So if I slice him up a little bit and slice him up, and then press the button that says there's items on the ground, it shows you there you've got a peasant short bow. So you pick that up, you've now got at the top of the screen, as you can see, you've got 2 slots. There's your first one, your knife, and there's your second one. Now if I click on the face portrait, it brings up the menu. Now you'll see you've got 2 little spells. Now if you put them in your spell book, because you're just starting off, you can use the first level 1 spells, that's not a problem. Now one is, here we go, he'll just attack me. The good news is, by the way, if you leave it alone, your man will attack the guy without you touching it. You've got a fire shot and you've got a zap. Now zap is nature magic, fire shot is combat magic. And the more you use them, like you will see here, the more you use them, the more the bar goes up, and once the bar gets to the top, you then go on to level 2 and so on and so forth, which means you can use bigger and better potions and spells. So if you're into the magic side of it, you can always concentrate on doing that. Me, I tend to concentrate on it all. Like I said, if you bring up your portrait, which I've just done, you've got your weapons here. At the moment I've only got a knife for fast attack speed, or a cudgel for fast attack speed. Obviously that one's quicker than that, so you drop that, and all it does then, it just falls on the floor. If depending on what weapon you use, depends on how quick you increase your ability to do melee or ranged attacks. Also, things do have an habit of popping up out the ground when you don't expect them to as well. That's something you'll get used to on the game. You'll be walking along and all of a sudden something will pop its head up out the ground and it's evil and it'll try and attack you, etc, etc. Now, like I said, it's very, very linear. If I come over here and go down, another one of the Adventurers Handbook notes, again, you can just resume. This just tells you about regaining your health and mana. You resume it. Every so often it will refresh your screen and bring up new bad guys like that. Again, just club them. And as you can see, every time I club one and kill somebody with the club, this goes up. This bar here at the side. Obviously I can kill that guy, but I would rather use my bow. So if you just click that, or press the number 2, because it's 1, 2, 3 and 4, them are the only numbers, and you kill him, and then you can get crude leather. If you go onto your main dude, you've got crude leather. Now you're wearing a leather harness. The other thing about it is you can scroll inwards so that you're really, really close, or do like I do, and if your mouse behaves, you can scroll away from it. Now I don't need a peasant bow because I've already got one. Again, we're looking here where it shows you how to change the point of view, moving the mouse pointer, control the camera, zoom in and out. Just press X in the corner or whatever you want to do. Now you can do what I do, which is, like I said, I tend to explore every avenue I can, every area. Now there's some new bad guys here this time. Look, we've got little like flying dudes, but they're nothing major at this stage. And like I said, the beauty of this game, which I've not found on many others, is it actually starts to attack things without your help. So you don't really need. I'm working my way through this at a speed at the moment, just so I can show you various items, various levels, etc. At the moment, I'm just doing a very, very simple one where all I do is just go through and kill everything that moves. You can either use the cudgel, as you can see there, look, things going up. Every time I kill somebody with the bow, it goes up and goes up and goes up. And I want to show you what happens when it gets to a certain speed, a certain, area. Tattered leather. I'll just have a look, see if that's better than what I've got. That's actually got a defense of 3, the one I've got is defense of 6, so I don't need that. I can drop that on the floor, which means I've got a full menu, which is great. Pick up the blunt dagger, I'm not sure about that one. 2 to 5, 3 to 5, so again, that's not as good. I'll drop that one again. Come through the land, follow the path basically. If you follow the path, you can't really go wrong with these sort of games. You can stray from the path and find hidden caves and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. And in the caves, obviously, you usually find something really good and something really bad. See, once he's killed that, now if I pick up the gold, he's gonna, if I turn this camera, the good thing is you can turn the camera by just going to the edge of the screen. At the moment, he's not very good with the bow, so it's going to take a while. And as you look, a target's just come above my head. That means I've gone up in melee weapon, ranged weapons. So now I can use ranged weapons that are higher than me, level 2. If I go into the menu, you have a look, my bow is 3 to 6, that bow there is 5 to 9, so if I swap them over and drop that on the floor, I've now got a new bow. The same goes with the spells. If you're using a spell that's say level 6 or 7, you can't use it. You've got to get your magic and your other spells up to that level before you can actually do anything with it. I'll show you what I mean. I'll just put it on level 4 for now, which is the zap. Come down here a bit. Again, some more information. You've got 14 pages of these that come up all together. It shows you how to drag items to your inventory and drag spells into your spell book. I'm just doing this as a point of thingy, but it is good having a God mode on games because you do get to experiment and explore the entire universe without thinking you're going to get your arse kicked every 5 minutes. I'm not really one for wanting that every 5 minutes, I must admit. I do like exploring, finding all the dungeons, finding all the secrets, and I still get as much enjoyment out of it, and as long as I'm not trying to con anybody, then it doesn't matter, does it? I won't do it online though. I won't go online gaming because online gaming is another kettle of fish. You know, that's where you're basically up against other people, and there's no way in a million years I would ever try and rip anybody off. No chance. At the end of the day, if I can beat something great, fantastic. If I need a cheat to beat somebody else, then that's not going to happen. You know, it's just not going to happen. I won't do that. Again, turn the screen, just kill this thing first. Open this door, and all of a sudden a bad guy comes running out, which you expect on this game. You can kill them all, you know, just leave your man doing what he's doing. Again, you can see this bar moving up. Every time I kill somebody with it, they come from nowhere for some strange reason. Again, without a God mode, this would be impossible. I wouldn't be able to do this. Now, you use mana, which is the blue bar there, and because I've run out of mana now, I've got to rely on using a cudgel, which is another weapon, which obviously I've got hold of. As you go through, you pick up a lot better weapons, you really do. You pick up some really cool weapons. I'll go in here now. Now, the good thing about this is if you come in here like where I am now, we've got a health potion, the stairs here at the side. You can go up the stairs and up to the top, and all of a sudden you've got a bookcase, but you've also got a thing there that says magic armor. So if you go over to magic armor and pick it up, and you go on to your main person, you'll see you've got magic armor there, but you need to have nature magic level 3. So you can put it in your book, but you cannot learn it yet. You cannot use it yet. So you can close that for now. Close your main thing. Come back downstairs. Come back out here. Again, consider saving your progress periodically. To be honest with you, it's so easy to save anyway. All you've got to do, say you come out here, you click that, you click save game, comes up with your options. You might go, there's a new one, I'll save that, and all of a sudden you've saved it. You know? Now I'm following the paths because I'm not going to go experimenting and showing you all the different areas. I'm just going to basically follow this. To view an overhead map, basically you can click the mega map button, which is the one I showed you in the corner there flashing. That's that one. Use the point of view controls, arrow keys to rotate or zoom. You can issue commands from the map as well, which is very unusual. But if you wander off the path, there's actually a compass, so that's good as well. I'll go back onto that in a minute because I want to show you what happens when it levels up. See, it's using this bar here, this blue bar. You can actually put a code in so you can have unlimited mana, but I don't tend to do that. I don't mind if I run out of magic. I just like having a God mode, that's all. I'm just like that. And there's something over there being attacked by the look of it, or something big over there, should I say. But again, just use the zap for a little bit until it goes up. like it is doing now. He's only got 12 health, and as you can see, if I can put my finger over it, it shows you at the bottom screen the health's going down. 3, 2, 1, zap, that's him gone. But I'll have to switch now because, again, my blue bar's gone down, so I'll use the cudgel for a minute and kill him. Now, if I use, this is where the going away from place, you see that there, that's a bad boss. As you can see, it's purple. That's sort of something that, you know, if you kill it, great. But without a god mode you wouldn't do this, because you wouldn't be strong enough, to be perfectly honest with you. You'd have to wait for a little bit before you could be strong enough to kill that, because that's level 50, that's a 15, that's called a frac ballista, and you wouldn't be able to kill it, not really, not from with this thing what I've got anyway. But because there's a god mode on, like I say, you can just enjoy yourself, you can just experiment, and that usually leaves something good behind, whether it be gold. Charge fist, that's another power. So if I now turn around and come back here, there's a bad guy there, you can see there's a bad thing there, which I will now fire at badly. Again, you can see me power now. Now I think I should be able to now go up a level on the power. If you keep watching, see it there at the top? Now look, he's got a little book on his head now with the lightning bolt on, which means he's gone up a level on that particular power. And the more you upgrade, the stronger your powers, the better things you can, you know, unleash. You can unleash everything on it, from fireballs to whirlwinds and lightning storms and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. Like I said, at the moment I'm just going along in a straight line just to show you the game, whereas normally I would go in and out of buildings and check everything. The reason I'll go in a building in a minute, as you'll see it in a second, let me just get through here first. There's one where you do need to go through it because it's got a mission, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that in a minute. See, this is where you sort of, if I use my main weapon, I can get through these a lot quicker. You know, he's not strong yet at the moment, but the more he gets, the stronger he gets as well. You'll see little messages pop up on the top of the screen there. Look, I've gone up one in melee skill by fighting with melee weapons. As you can see, the club, the mace and the sword above my head, which means I'm getting stronger. There's another one there, burn body, so I'll pick that up as well. I'll pick the shard ambo up and then go on to my main menu. Have a look at the shard ambo, that's got 3 to 14, whereas mine's got 5 to 9, so I can drop that. Put the bow in, put my 2 powers in, 1, 2. Now charge fist is basically, well, I'll show you what it does. I'll put it in there like that. Put that one there. I'll still keep that one because I do use that one. I'll close the menu. I'll go on to this one, which is I'll come over to the door, and as you see, well, as soon as I get near the door, it comes up with this. It basically is an adventurer's handbook again, and there's a mission this time. If you go in through the door, you will go in, you'll see a guy there. You talk to him. He tells you about some stuff that needs clearing out. You have a favour to ask. Click on more, you get your mission. And then if you click on close, it will come up, a new quest has been added. Go down to your journal. You'll see there it says clear Edgar's basement. Now the basement, as you can see, is there. So what you do is you go onto it and it opens up. Now this is what I like about this, you don't get no cutscenes or nothing, you just go straight into the basement like he is doing, and there's bad guys, right? I haven't got the power at the moment, so I'll do that. He's just going to whack a few people, which he's doing now, and he's killed them. So he goes across, and as you can see, there's baskets, but you can't open them, but there's these crates here. So he'll give them a good lamping, like that. He's got some leather boots. You go onto your man, you can now put leather boots on him, which he's got a defense of 1, so you can chuck them away, and put some leather boots on. Turn around, make sure you don't go down there. Now here we go, you come through here, and there's some more bad guys, as you can see. And there's a trapdoor. If you go down the trapdoor, you suddenly find yourself in an area full of bad guys. But the good news is, this is where the treasure is. So wipe these out. I'll put a bit of flame on it actually. This is the flame power, which is obviously element, not nature. So I use this and kill these off. The bad guy there called Brancor the Scavenger, he's obviously the head dude at the moment. So you leave him killing him for a few seconds. Got to go back on melee again, so I'll click on number 1, and all of a sudden he's dead, which is good news. Pick up my menu stuff. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. Got to go back down again, you see, because I haven't cleared them all out yet. They're all standing here waiting for me. So I'll just flatten these for a minute. I think once I've killed him, then that's the mission almost done, isn't it? Hang on, I've got to break these boxes as well. Let's go down again to the next level. Like I said, here I am. As you can see, there's another bad guy there, so I can come off here in a minute. Turn the screen around, lamp it for a bit, pick up the peak cap. The quest has been completed now, so anything I do down here now is extra. And the beauty of it is, there's usually a lot of good stuff in these sort of places, because he's just said, literally, as soon as I've broken all this stuff, I can then have what I find. Now, this is another beautiful part of the game, which I absolutely love, is you've broken all your barrels, which is there and there, and you think that's it, there's nothing else to do, but you see the wall there, it's actually got hammer icons, so if I go and clobber that first, get the gold, and hit this, watch what happens. All of a sudden you're through to another passage, and there's a lot more stuff in here, you see, and this is what you have to look out for on this game. There are lots of hidden passages, some of them obvious, some of them not so obvious, and I've got leech life there, so that's another power I've got. The best idea I will give you is when you go into these places, move the cursor along the walls and floor. If there's something that can be done, it will show you that it can be done. Later on you will see that there are torches that can open caves and all sorts, and that's a good one as well, because I've just, you know, earned all this sort of stuff. So that's all that room done now. I can go back up, and I've done the mission, so I don't even have to go back to the guy, because I've done the mission. He only wanted me to clear the stuff out, so I did. You see the book at the bottom is flashing now, so if I click on the book, it says clear Edgar's base, you've done it, and you basically got supplies. So if I now close that, click on my main character, all of a sudden, again, there's no point me keeping that, because I've already got a better thingy for it. Boots are 1, no point me keeping that. Defense 6, crude leather, that's exactly the same as that, so there's no point keeping that. Leech life, that goes in your spell book. That's got 2 to 6 damage, that's got 3 to 5, that's got 6 to 9, so if I use that, chuck that away, and chuck that away, and literally you just come straight out as if like you're just walking out of a, you know, a hole. Again, it zooms in quite a bit, so if I now come out, you can see I can actually, you know, do that. Use a flame, fire it at this dude here, who's now dead, and there's another one there that I can see, and he's dead. So that's them two done, and I carry on through the forest. And this is it really, as long as you follow the paths, you know, you can follow the paths and everything's good. I don't usually use a stick actually, it's a new one on me, I don't usually bother with staffs, but I thought I'd give it a bash while I'm here. Now the other thing you tend to find with these games is at the end of each level there's usually a boss. Now I know for a fact that there's a big bad boss at the end of level 2, but I'm not doing level 2 at the moment, I'm on level 1. See, I'm getting better now with me bow and arrow. I'm hitting more than I'm missing, which is important. Again, just go through the middle of them. Change to your melee weapon. Kick a bit of backside on it like. There's a new in there. Look, there is actually a Krug apprentice, and that one can use lightning on you. So if you've got a chance, you know, use your bolts and all that sort of stuff. As you can see, I've got a staff anyway, so I know the joke about you can't get the staff, but there we go. I've got one. See, like I say, I'm quite happy, you know, sitting here and just playing the game, and if I die, I die. But I don't want to be dying every 30 seconds, you know, and that's why I like to relax and chill out with a game, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Again, I'm trying to get my fire potion up, which I'm nearly done now. I've nearly gone up a level on my fire potion, which is good news. As you can see at the top, my fire is going to go up a level in a minute. These bad guys, look, there you go, combat magic's gone up. I've now gone up to level 2 on combat magic, so I'll switch back to me, you know, my melee weapon. Like I said, I'm not showing you everything that's on the game because I'm going to get to the end of this particular level so that you can see it. I like his combat moves with the staff, I must admit, it's very enjoyable. They tend to walk away sometimes when they want more energy, which is fair enough. Now this is where you're supposed to be going, but of course you talk to this guy here, and what's he going to tell you? They've already come and destroyed the bridge, as you can see. So you've got to close that, and now your quest's been updated. Click on your quest. You've now got to seek the friend in the town of Stonebridge using the path through the crypts, which is always good on a game. Not. Now all of a sudden, see, it gets a little bit more tricky, because suddenly, instead of like 1 or 2 around you, sometimes you can have 7 or 8 like this, as you can see. You know, you've got like 6 wolves and 2 orcs or whatever the hell they are. Makes for good fun. The good news is, like I said, once he's finished beating one, he will actually attempt to beat another. Now as you can see, there's only so many round you they can make, and what will happen is once there's a gap, if there's any other bad guys around, they will come and fill that gap. So sometimes you can fight and defeat 10 bosses, and then there's another 10 straight after them coming right at you. You'll see that later in the spider levels, because like all good RPG games, it's got spider levels. I don't think you can have an RPG without spider levels, actually. You know, I've played some crackers, I have. As you'll see from my top 10 countdown. This is just number 10 now. That's him gone. Continue. Start using a few more of me powers again. Just burn him up. And he only takes a couple of hits this time. Now you can see a sign there that says crypts. I mean, you couldn't be much more precise, could you? Now you'll see there, I've gone onto a little like a token thing, and it actually brings your energy back, basically. You know, and you can see there's blue. Can you see the blue? That's because there's an alpha, there's a boss. And, you know, you've got to try and kill him. He's the boss, the alpha wolf. You can see there's a lot of gold there for just one dude, so you can tell he's a boss, you know what I mean? And this is what I mean by the graphics. If you look there, look, the dog is literally through the stone. And if I come this side, you'll see him, or you should see him in a minute. Look, apparently he's eating me through the stone, but how he's doing it, I don't know. This was the thing about older games, you see, the graphics weren't up to what you expect today. Obviously, people expect too much today. Back in the day, this was the best. This was the best graphics would be. And if you had a game that was these sort of graphics, you had a really, really excellent game, you know. I tend to pick stuff up randomly, and then I'll see if it's any good, and if it isn't any good, then I'll, you know, do something else. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, do some more fire. Now the problem I've got is, if I kill him, the problem I've got is, if you look at my book, I'll just put this in here in a minute, just let me put that in there, right. If you look at my spell book, you'll see I've got Charge Fist. The only thing is, that's only melee damage, so if I now change that for Zap again, I can use that as an attack. Burn Body is hilarious. Basically what you do is you burst an enemy corpse into searing flames, and Rip Mana, obviously give it to the caster, single cast. You know, you're not going to what's it there. Now the other beauty is, you'll sometimes see statues. Now most of the statues you can't do anything with, but there'll be an occasional statue you'll be able to click and it will open something up. Sometimes the words can get in your way, so if you click it, again you click that tag in the bottom, the words will disappear so that you can do your fighting without worrying about anything. The only trouble is then you won't see what's dropped on the ground, so you're best putting the tags on. And all of a sudden we're into the crypts. Right, we're into the crypts now. This is where things get more interesting. You'll see I've got gargoyles here and all sorts. As you can see, that's that done. Again, check all the walls. If you can, check all the walls, because you never know where there's a secret hidden. Pick up my gold. You can never have too much gold. And you have these things every so often. You'll have like a mana fountain there, which will fill your mana back up. And a lovely little health fountain there, which will fill all your health back up. Again, as you can see, you've got all sorts of stuff, but you've also got these here little graves, mausoleums, whatever. So I can go over there and pick that up. And that was literally an exploding one, so that would have killed me. And that would have done as well, because as you saw blood come out of me then. Pick up my gold. I always pick up my gold. And pick up my health potions, because I don't need them. I'm just about to go up another level on my melee skills, so I'm getting tougher. Carry on for a minute. There you go, I've just gone up to level 2 in melee, which means I take a lot more, I can do a lot more damage with the weapons I've got. Again, he's left some really good stuff there. So you can pick it all up first, and then go into your menu again. Then you can have a see. Now some of the things you can't put on yet because you need to be better strength, etc. See that mace there, I will use that because it's got a fast damage. I can drop the stick now. I can't put the fire shot in there because I've already got it, so I can drop that. And I've got one new in there called acid gas. Now if you go in, you will see where acid gas is. I can move that to the fire shot and put fire shot in there. And as you can see, I've also got rip mana and the other one as well. So if I now come forward, come in here, go on to my spell book. So I've got another spell book, so that's 2 I've got now. But as you notice now I've used the spell book, I've also got loads of these. I'll try and show you the acid gas. As you can see, look, I'm using acid gas now. It throws green clouds out. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it isn't, because obviously some things don't really are immune to it, if you like. I picked up a book there, God knows what use that is, but I usually pick them up. They're usually neither use nor ornament, but I pick them up. In later things, such as the later games, the later RPGs, sorry, my screen's gone a bit weird. You did find that when you went into these RPGs, if you picked up a book, you tended to learn a skill or something like that. As you can see, there were stairs there. I won't go back in here a minute and show you something. You saw there was a door there. Let me just find it. There it is, look. So if you go across to it and open it, all of a sudden you're in another area. You can see there, it says health potion. If I go over the top of that, it's clever. It opens up a flame that comes the other side. If you watch him, he'll walk all the way around. This is the beauty, because it's so linear. He'll go down the stairs. He'll walk into a room full of nothing and break that because it was the other side of the wall. This is the bad guy for this level. As you can see, he is quite a tough dude. He is called, I think he's just a gargoyle, ruby gargoyle, as you can see. I'll just bring it closer so you can see the detail on him. He's your bad guy basically. Once you kill him, you've come to the end of the level, and that'll be the end of the level, and that's where I'll show you up to. But you get a good insight into the game, you know what it's about, you know the kind of characters you have to fight, you know the development of it, and you'll see, you probably figure out why I really, really like it. It's a brilliant game, it really is. Like I said, I know I don't play it without the God mode on, but it's never even there, is it really? I'm not pretending that I do. I'm not pretending to break any records on it or making out that I'm excellent at it, because I'm not. I just enjoy the game. I'll come back out a little bit so you can see it properly. And once you kill him, he usually leaves you behind some really, really good stuff. As you can see, his energy's only 4 now 3, now 2, now 1, and gone. And as you can see, he's put there a heart stopper. And if I click on that, and you go to your menu, which is there, you will see the heart stopper. That short bow's no good. I think I've got better than that. I have. That can disappear. The charge fist, I think I've already got it, so I can drop that as well. That is the heart stopper there. You need dexterity of 13, and I've only got a dexterity of 11, so I can't use that yet. There's a spell book. If you want to, with the books in your inventory, you can right click them, and then you can read about them. The Life of Eaton Stonebridge. They've done nothing major. I don't know what they're there for, but you know, you can use them anyway. Come back out. Open your other chests. What are here? Yeah, another one there. Come back out. Go in here. Kill your bad guys. Kill your bad guys very quickly. There's that power. Kill them all. That's that one. That one. And that one. Go over here. Pick that up. Another one. There's a guy there. Look, you can see. Now, he is here. And this is where your interesting stuff comes. It says here you're a hero, blah blah blah. Now he wants to join you, and he can understand, you know, necromancy. So basically, if you click accept, he then becomes in your party, and anything you've got you can actually share with him. If I now close that, he is now in my party. So if I go to there, if you noticed he was there before me, but if I click him off him and click him, which is my main man, then I can still control my guy. But as you can see there, it says you can collect a single party member like I have done, or you can select the entire party, and you can also open multiple inventories. If you hold the control key and hold the inventory key, you can hold and open multiple inventories. So I now have say I've got a weapon that he might be able to use. I'll just open this now because obviously I've just gone past that last bit, and this is it now. That's that bit done. You have completed the crypts, and you come out into a lovely, as you can see, graveyard. Now the guy you've got there, the other guy, him, he hasn't got a god mode on. So if you press return again and press up the plus key, if I can do, it's the plus key, and type in Zool, he now has a god mode. Allura is invincible, as well as he is invincible. So now you can take two people with you and enjoy fighting without worrying about dying, which to me makes the game that much more enjoyable. You know, it makes it that much more enjoyable. That's it. Anyway, that's what I'm going to teach you, and that's Dungeon Siege, the first game. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Stay tuned, there'll be another 9 to follow.